Okay, I hereby call to order this special meeting of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Today is Friday, January 14th, 2022, and the time is 10:02 a.m. Will those commissioners that are in attendance please identify themselves and state as to whether they're here via telephone, Google Meets, or in person? And I am Scott Fletcher, and I am here via telephone. Item B is our new business. B1 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 5-228A, B, and E, and 5-229, the renewal license application submitted by Mr. Scott Coker, doing business as Bellator Sport World, LLC, for a 2022 Mixed Martial Arts Promoter's License. Mr. Estrada, will you speak to this application, please?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. As you guys noticed, we had just recently approved Bellator. Unfortunately, our expiration dates for licenses were kind of around the same date. Therefore, that's why we're having them here. However, we did request all the paperwork. Everything's in order. Nothing raised the red flag. They are excited to be back in Arizona, which they will be, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on a separate item on this agenda. But with that said, I recommend that Bellator gets approved.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Commissioner Feinstein, questions, thoughts?
No, sir. Very familiar with the promotion, and no questions from me.
I concur. The chair would be open to a motion if there is one.
I move that pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and 5-229 that we renew the license application for Scott Coker and business as Bellator Sport World for 2022 Mixed Martial Arts.
Very good. Thank you. I will second the motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Looking forward to our Bellator event here in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk more about that later. Let's press on. B2 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 5-228A, and AAC R19-2-C609, the renewal license application submitted by Mr. Bradley Moore, doing business as Del Sol Boxing Promotions, LLC, for a 2022 boxing promoter's license. Mr. Estrada.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Happy to have Mr. Brad Moore back. Happy to know that they are interested in having more events. I know that they had a pretty successful year this past year. We worked together, did everything the commission asked of them. They also reported, for just a quick information report, they reported that they had, a very good year. Financially, that they did better, which is good for Arizona. I did talk to Mr. Moore. He plans on having at least 4 events for 2022 and looking to work at 3 different venues. All paperwork has been submitted. Financials were submitted as well. Nothing raised a red flag. With that, I recommend that his promotion gets approved.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Commissioner Feinstein, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just curious when I'm impressed that, given the constraints that we were under last year, that had a good year financially, and just curious as to when was the last event and when you're planning for your next event.
I'm sorry, I'm having I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It's a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, you are a little faint. Anything you can do would be helpful, I think.
Okay, sorry. Maybe it's just my subtle disposition. I was just curious as to when your last event was and when you're planning to do your next one.
Our last event was October 1st, and the event that we're working on right now is for February 18th. So I really need to get things rolling there.
Gotcha. Mr. Moore, this is Scott Fletcher. Welcome aboard. It's great to have you on board. And if you can make money in 2021, imagine what we can do going forward. We're excited about having you on, in cahoots with us and your upcoming events.
Thank you. We're excited too, and I think we've got probably our best card yet set up right now, or we're looking at it for this first fight. So we're really excited to get this thing rolling this year.
Terrific. Great. Well, the chair would be open to a motion if there is one.
I move that pursuant to ARS 5-227-5-228 and R19-2-C609.
I'm sorry, again, having trouble hearing you, Commissioner.
Yeah, I don't know what's with this microphone. You still can't hear me very well?
You're faint. I mean, we can hear you, but just barely.
Let me try. Does that help at all? Is that better?
Yeah. What'd you do?
I switched microphones.
Yep.
I switched microphones.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's 100 times
Okay.
better.
So, pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and R19-2-C609, that we renew the license application submitted by Mr. Bradley Moore, doing business as Del Sol Boxing Promotions, for a 2022 boxing promoter's license.
Thank you. We have a motion, which I'm going to second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations, Mr. Moore. We'll talk more about you later on in the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. B3 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 228A, and AAC R19-2-C609, the renewal license application submitted by Mr. Kevin Rooney, doing business as Matchroom Boxing USA, LLC, for a 2022 boxing promoter's license. Mr. Estrada.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Very excited to have Matchroom back in Arizona. Very good promotion. They work with the Zone TV broadcasters. Again, they submitted all their paperwork. Nothing raised the red flag. All looks in order. I know they had a main event scheduled for February 5th. Unfortunately, due to COVID, it got dropped. However, their plans or intentions are to move forward with it, save the date. With that said, I recommend that Matchroom's promotion gets approved.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Commissioner Feinstein, thoughts, questions about Matchroom?
Yeah, I'm just curious if Matchroom has ever done an event in our state and when that was.
Yes, we did. December 2019. We had the Daniel Jacobs versus Julio Cesar Chavez at Talking Stick, then now Footprint. It was a memorable one. It ended memorably.
I do remember that one.
Yes, and I mean it was it's wild to think that far back, but it was the COVID was kind of circulating in the U.S. at that time, and it was one of our last shows before everything got shut down, and it was. Outside of the ending, the event was a huge success for us, and we were very excited to hopefully do a lot more business in Arizona. And we've been trying to get back there. And again, it was losing to Jesse Vargas versus Liam Smith main event. It's kind of a punch in the gut, but we have a very good undercard. We have 2 other world title fights on the card, so we're confident that we'll bring another good, exciting event to your state, and hopefully it's where COVID's going, we'll see, but hopefully this year it won't be our first visit and stop there.
Great.
Fantastic.
It was a great event, and there was a big turnout for that, so look forward to having you back.
That was, in fact, where should we send our dry cleaning bills? Just kidding. I think I took a mustard dog in the back during that exciting finish.
Yes.
We're glad to have you back, and really excited about it. I think your reputation precedes you, and we're just excited about going forward. And at this card, you'll have more than 48 hours to sell tickets, too, as I recall. The last one was quick. This is a good fight town, and I think we can fill that room up and put on a good show, too. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. Yeah, us as well. We're very excited.
Very good. Thank you. Chair would be open to a motion, if there is one.
Sure. Pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C609, I move that we renew the license application submitted by Mr. Kevin Rooney, doing business as Matchroom Boxing USA for a 2022 boxing promoter's license.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. I will second that motion. We now have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations. Looking forward to your future exploits.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Let's jump into B4. Pursuant to ARS Sections 5-227, 228A, and AAC R19-2-C609, the renewal license application submitted by Mr. Yang Pan, doing business as Arizona Sanda Association for a 2022 outside sanctioning body license. Mr. Estrada.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ping submitted all required paperwork. All payments are in. Just want to throw a little background. We have not had any negative reviews or any negative calls from this organization. It appears they're doing a good job. I encourage them to continue to communicate with the commission. Eventually, I intend to visit some of these sanctioning bodies that we approve to make sure that they are indeed following the same rules and regulations, or at least similar to what Arizona expects them to do. With that said, again, no bad negative reviews or complaints. I recommend that Mr. Yang Pan, doing business as Arizona Sand Association, gets approved.
Thank you. Commissioner, any thoughts?
I'd like to know a little bit about the Sanda Association and just the rule set under which they compete.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Gentlemen, this is Yang Pan. I'm the president of the Arizona Sanda Association. The rules we used is the International Wushu Federation rules. So we submitted in 2018 to the commission and got approved. So basically, it's close to MMA, but without the ground fight and without for the amateur fights. Basically, our fights with no elbow and knee techniques. So, but we do have the takedowns, and also for the setup, instead of the cage, it's actually a platform. And also part of the scoring technique is if you can throw your opponent off the platform. And so basically, it's kind of the rule sets of that. Not sure if I answered your question, Commissioner.
No, that does explain it. I just I've not been to a Sanda event, so I look forward to seeing that. Thank you.
Oh, please. Well, I'm going to be honored.
Mr. Pan, if I may, it's important to the commission. Fighter safety is critical to us. Paperwork, crossing T's, dotting I's is critical, especially with an outside sanctioning body. And I think you've done a great job with that. And we really appreciate you crossing those T's and dotting those I's and doing everything you can to ensure fighter safety. So I think we're lucky to have you, and we appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
Appreciate the support. Thank you.
If there's no further questions, the chair would be open to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C609 that we renew the license application submitted by Mr. Yang Pan, doing business as Arizona Sanda Association for a 2022 outside sanctioning body license.
Thank you. I have a motion. I am going to second said motion. We now have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Pan, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to your upcoming events. We're going to come surprise you and catch one of those.
That'll be awesome.
Okay. Thanks again. Let's jump into C, our event reports. The following events were approved by the executive director from December 15th, 2021 to January 13th, 2022, with the approval of a renewal approval of 2022 promoters licenses. The first being a request from Bellator Sport Worldwide for approval of an MMA event to be held at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona on Saturday, January 29th, 2022. The second, a request from Matchroom Boxing USA, LLC for approval of a boxing event to be held at a location to be determined in Maricopa County, Arizona on Friday, February 9th, 2022. And the third is a request from Del Sol Boxing Promotions, LLC, for approval of a boxing event to be held at the Glendale Civic Center in Glendale, Arizona on Friday, February 18th, 2022. Mr. Estrada, thoughts, questions about these?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. On the item number 2, I believe I clicked 9. It should be February 5th, 2022.
Okay, very good. Thank you for clarifying that.
With that change, I have nothing more other than excited to have combat sports back in Arizona and excited to move forward with many more.
Very good. Agreed. Commissioner Feinstein, any thoughts?
No, these look like great events, so I'm excited.
Again, agreed. It's a good start on a great year. So more to come. Let's press on. D is call to the public. Mr. Estrada, is there anyone who'd like to chat with us?
I have no raised hands, nor did I have anybody contact me beforehand, so I'm going to assume there is none.
Okay. If that changes, let me know. E is call to the commission. Commission members or the executive director may introduce a summary of current events, ask questions, and or make comments. Gentlemen, anything you'd like to talk about?
Not me today, sir.
Very good. I'm in the same boat. Mr. Estrada, anything else we need to talk about?
Yes, sir. Just reminder, our next commission meeting is January 26th, and that's our regular commission meeting. Also, just want to notify the commission that we are getting a lot of event requests, and a lot of them are pending promoters' approvals, which January 26th, I foresee another handful of promoters moving in for approval, as well as sanctioning, third sanctioning bodies, outside sanctioning bodies. But just to round up a number, I'm already looking at 30 plus events for next year. And this year, I'm sorry, for 2022. Also, just want to make sure that you guys know Mr. Pennington did reach out, and he wants to apologize to everybody for not being able to make it. And he's on a rural location, but again, he sends his apologies. That's all I have for now.
Thank you. Mr. Estrada, 30 plus. That's a full year. We fully staffed and ready to handle something like that?
At this moment, we are, but if we're not, we're going to work hard to make sure we double that staff and bring all the shows we can to Arizona.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Let's continue on. F is the announcement that the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, and is subject to change based on a quorum, which leads us into adjournment and the possibility thereof. Is there a motion for such?
Excuse me, this is Brad with Del Sol.
Yes.
Were we going to do an approval for the February 18th date?
It has already been done.
Okay.
I know we're quick here, Brad. We did speak to it. Yeah, and you are approved for February 18th. So get out there and go get that thing rolling.
All right, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
No worries. Appreciate it. Back to adjournment. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Very good. We have a motion. I'm going to second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are officially adjourned. Thank you all for your time, and looking forward to a great year ahead. Many good things brewing. Everybody take care now. Thank you.